Go
Hi,
ahead.
I'm Dr. Jeff Forsley with Lamont Natural Healthcare, and I'm here with Diane. Diane, tell us, when you first came to see us a few months ago, what symptoms you had when you first came.
Well, I had diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol issues. I have a stent. I was totally exhausted. I have thyroid issues and Hashimoto's. I have arthritis. When I came, I felt like I was dying. And I had told my husband that I feel like everything's shutting down. And it was difficult for me. I'm in the wheelchair. It was difficult for me to sit up in the wheelchair. I just felt like I needed to slump. I could hardly keep my head up. I desperately wanted to lose weight. I kept gaining weight and I was eating very little. I just had no appetite. But even the little that I was eating, I was gaining tremendous amount. You eat 25 pounds a month. And a friend told me about the success that she had. And we were involved with manufacturing gluten-free, allergen-free foods. And this friend said, "You'll never guess what, I have to be gluten-free." And she had all these issues with asthma and problems, and she couldn't believe in less than 2 months she was off of her inhaler and all of these things. And so I came, and one of the first things that you said to me after the tests was that my systems are shutting down, and that was exactly the words that I had used with my husband 2 months prior to that. So I really, heard what you were saying. So I've been coming since the middle of last August. I have lost 103 pounds while sitting in this wheelchair.
That's amazing that you've lost that kind of weight in the wheelchair when you were gaining weight with less food.
Right.
Because we ran some tests to start with, right? We found the underlying cause of a lot of your problems that nobody else found. And when you balance the thyroid, what happens? Because that thyroid is the master metabolism hormone. Now when you start to balance that, and since you have Hashimoto's, you have an autoimmune thyroid, and we balance your immune system as well, and your digestive system, you've lost 103 pounds. That's amazing. In a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair.
Even though you're a little more active.
But not a yes, I'm more active in my in the small things that I'm doing, and I stand up more. But I haven't been taking long walks or really exercising.
And remember, being in the wheelchair, your brain's weakening because you're not stimulating your brain by moving around. So by doing brain exercises, your neurological, what are we doing? We're strengthening your cerebellum, which strengthens your back muscles. And like you said, I'm sitting up better. I'm not slumped. I feel stronger, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can tell too.
Yeah, I can. It feels good,
absolutely.
To sit up.
Right. And you've recently had some tests redone, some blood tests, and we showed quite a bit of improvement with blood sugar.
Yes.
Right? Cholesterol.
Yes.
And you've had your medications decreased.
Yes.
And one of your medications, your diabetes, completely
Eliminated.
Discontinued. Right.
And the cholesterol medication has been cut in half.
Right.
I'm at the lowest dosage on that.
You're doing good.
And that doctor wants me to come back in 3 months because she believes that I will be off of the hypertension medication, all of the diabetes medication.
Excellent.
And the cholesterol.
Great. How's your digestion? I know when you first came in that wasn't too good.
My digestion it manifested more with the difficulty with bowel movements.
Right.
I didn't have the stomach pains or that kind of thing so much, because all of these food sensitivities and gluten sensitivity, which I found,
Which we found out with your test.
right,
Yeah.
Manifested in inflammation.
Ironic, isn't it? That you're gluten sensitive.
Isn't that ironic?
And your business is
that
gluten-free foods. Right?
And not only that, I can't eat the gluten-free processed foods because we deal also with the ancient grains, and I'm allergic to all grains except for, or have an intolerance to all grains except buckwheat and millet. Right. But all of the others, amaranth, have the whole lineup.
But when we zeroed in with your lab test, figured out exactly what you're reacting to, because those food allergies are going to run your immune system down, and you have an autoimmune thyroid. So when we balance that, it takes the stress off your thyroid, and then when we start to normalize your thyroid, because the cause of autoimmune thyroid is your immune system, now all of a sudden we're sparking your metabolism, and you lose 100 pounds.
Yeah,
Not
it's
bad.
amazing.
Yeah, and you said that focus and memory, your focus is better mentally?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. We're our business is very, very fast-paced, and there are constant changes going on, and I'm very actively involved in the business. It was becoming so difficult for me to concentrate. I would feel overwhelmed because there was always so much to do, and it was just difficult to prioritize and to focus and to just address issues. And now it's fun and exciting. I mean, it's very, very fast-paced. Right. And, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving life. We have 5 grandchildren. It's wonderful to, be with them and, be able to be really present.
Remember now, gluten sensitivity, when we have that, 50% of the people present with digestive issues and 50% with neurologic issues. Right. Brain fog, memory difficulties, focusing, concentration. So by eliminating that, we've helped you neurologically. And with Dr. Imber, with his neurological exercises, you've done really well with that.
And I noticed such a difference. I really noticed a difference after we started doing the eye exercises. Yeah. It's been amazing. Really amazing.
So tell me, our therapy has been a pretty significant change in your life?
I can't tell you what a change it's made in my life. I really felt like I was dying, and I didn't know what I was going to do, because I kept going to the doctor, I kept reading, I kept, doing different things, and nothing was helping, and I knew that I was just and the doctor that I was going to she wanted to double my thyroid medication, and nothing was helping, and I really was concerned.
Remember, with autoimmune thyroid, taking thyroid medication isn't going to really help that much, because the cause of your problem is your immune system. That's why your thyroid medication, really didn't help that much. So
I had an underlying concern. My mother had lupus, and her lupus was diagnosed really when she was 68 years old. So it was, at that time, it was considered very rare. And they were just thinking that it might be hereditary, or the predisposition toward it. So several times I had been tested for lupus, and it didn't show up on the tests that were given. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, could this be a manifestation of that? Or, I just didn't know what was happening. But I really felt like my whole body was foreign to me and was just shutting down. And when you use those words, it jolted me, because
you knew
it was intuitively, I knew that that's what was happening.
And think about having a cardiac stent put in, right?
Right.
That means there's inflammation in your body in the arteries, and the arteries start to fill up with cholesterol because of that inflammation. And the diet that you're on and the eliminating of the food allergies, the anti-inflammatory diet is decreasing that and decreasing the chance of that happening again to you. So that's very significant for overall health. Decreasing inflammation in your brain and throughout your body, including the arteries in your heart. So we give you lots of credit. You've been a model patient. You listened to everything we said, and that's how people get better. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. And thank you both. I'm really, I'm here for the long haul.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.